Legal tender power. Are negotiable instruments legal tender? Can mere delivery of negotiable instrument discharge an obligation? Although considered as medium for payment of obligations, negotiable instruments are not legal tender. Settled is the rule that payment must be made in legal tender. Legal tender is that kind of money which the law compels a creditor to accept in payment of his debt when tendered by the debtor in the right amount. Section 60 of the new Central Bank Act, or RA 7653, provides, all notes and coins issued by the Bangko Sentral shall be fully guaranteed by the Republic of the Philippines and shall be legal tender in the Philippines for all debts, both public and private. Under BSP Circular Number 537, Series of 2006, the maximum amount of coins to be considered as legal tender is as follows: 1,000 pesos for denominations of 1 peso, 5 pesos, and 10 peso coins, and 100 pesos for denominations of 1 centavo, 5 centavos, 10 centavos, and 25 centavo coins. Paper bills or notes have no such limitations. Regardless of denomination, notes are legal tender for any amount of obligation. Here is a reproduction or copy of BSP Circular Number 537, Series of 2006, which took effect July 18, 2006. It says, pursuant to Section 52 of Republic Act 7653 and Monetary Board Resolution Number 862, dated 6 July 2006, the maximum amount of coins to be considered as legal tender is adjusted as follows: 1,000 pesos for denominations of 1 peso, 5 pesos, and 10 peso coins, and 100 pesos for denominations of 1 centavo, 5 centavos, 10 centavos, and 25 centavo coins. This circular shall take effect after 15 days following its publication in the Official Gazette or a newspaper of general circulation. For the Monetary Board, signed Amando M. Tetanco Jr., Governor. In the case of Young versus CA, a 2003 case, the Supreme Court said, negotiable instruments do not constitute legal tender but often take the place of money as means of payment. Since a negotiable instrument is only a substitute for money and not money, the delivery of such an instrument does not, by itself, operate as payment. Mere delivery of a check does not discharge the obligation under a judgment. The obligation is not extinguished and remains suspended until the payment by commercial document is actually realized. Negotiable instruments shall produce the effect of payment under the following circumstances: 1. When they have been cashed or when through the fault of the creditor they have been impaired. 2. When the check has lost its value due to the fault of the creditor, as when he has unreasonably delayed in presenting the check for payment, or when, in the case of a foreign bill of exchange, the creditor neglected to make a protest. And 3. A check which has been cleared and credited to the account of the creditor shall be equivalent to a delivery to the creditor in the amount equal to the amount credited to his account. Here is a reproduction or a copy of Article 1249 of the Civil Code. It says, the payment of debts in money shall be made in the currency stipulated, and if it is not possible to deliver such currency, then in the currency which is legal tender in the Philippines. The delivery of promissory notes payable to order, or bills of exchange or other mercantile documents shall produce the effect of payment only when they have been cashed, or when through the fault of the creditor they have been impaired. In the meantime, the action derived from the original obligation shall be held in abeyance. In the 1998 case of Papa versus Valencia, the Supreme Court said, while it is true that the delivery of a check produces the effect of payment only when it is cashed, pursuant to Article 1249 of the Civil Code, the rule is otherwise if the debtor is prejudiced by the creditor's unreasonable delay in presentment. The acceptance of a check implies an undertaking of due diligence in presenting it for payment, and if he from whom it is received sustains loss by want of such diligence, it will be held to operate as actual payment of the debt or obligation made at all, The drawer cannot be held liable irrespective of loss or injury unless presentment is otherwise excused. This is in harmony with Article 1249 of the Civil Code, under which payment by way of check or other negotiable instrument is conditioned on its being cashed, except when through the fault of the creditor the instrument is impaired. The payer of a check would be a creditor under this provision, and if its non-payment is caused by his negligence, payment will be deemed effected and obligation for which the payment was given as conditional payment will be discharged. Here is a sample question. Onyok broke his piggy bank to buy himself a toy. At the toy store, he chose a little airplane worth 1,250 pesos. He paid the whole amount with 25 centavo coins, but the cashier objected. Onyok's mother assured the cashier that she would pay whatever the balance, if any. Is the mother liable for any amount? Reference: The Law on Negotiable Instruments by yours truly. Thank you and God bless.